Happy Friday, Junior.
It's so nice to be back online and have full internet working. It was hard yesterday just to, just to live.
We lost our internet for like 12 hours.
Happy Friday, Junior. Happy Friday, Junior Bill. How's it going in Washington? Is it hot out there today? It's pretty hot here in Southern California. Happy Friday Eve. There's a fire not that close to our home, but about 10 miles away from our home. Thankfully, it looks like they put it out on time. It was a wildfire. Quite a few fires going on in Southern California. There's that large lake fire going on right now that they're calling it.
We have a lot going on in California.
Los Angeles. Yeah.
Earthquakes, fire.
I know.
Coronavirus.
Oh my goodness. So in Washington, it's going to be triple digits this weekend. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's
At
crazy.
least you guys are humid, right? They're pretty humid over there.
I have no idea. You should ask Bill. Don't ask me. I don't know about Washington.
It's less dry than California, I would say.
So actually, Bill from Washington is saying that there's fires over there also.
That's
and it's
crazy.
Smoky.
Oh.
That's insane. That makes me kind of sad, actually.
Climate change, man.
Yeah, no, it makes me really sad that we have to deal with fires every summer. It's like a part of the weather now. It's I don't know. It's extremely sad, and I know it's wrecking the environment, wildlife. I mean, the trees, and then people's homes, and sometimes their lives get lost as well. And then Bill said,
"Bone dry, no humidity." Oops. Yeah. So that's why they have fires.
Please do not breathe in the fire smoke. It's really bad for you if you can avoid it. I have really bad allergy to smoke and things like that. So when we have fires here, we actually had N95s before the pandemic started, just for that reason. But please do not breathe that stuff in. It's not good for you. Happy Thursday, Ashfit Life 2018. How you doing today? How's everything going? Well, today we have this topic that's one of those voodoo topics that it's something
voodoo topic?
I say voodoo topic because honestly, in our society, self-care is not very valued.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Do you guys agree with that, or what do you guys think about the notion of self-care? And we're all business owners. We all have these side hustles. So we're doing these things to build some kind of additional income, or for some of us it's our main income. And it's valued when you see the results of that. It's valued when you see the monetary results of your efforts. But can you say the same about self-care? Can you say that self-care is valued in the same way? No. And how do you value self-care? So Ashley says her day's going okay. Bill says, I don't self-care. Aw, take a shower is about it. Too much going on. Especially right now because you guys are moving. I would imagine that you guys are probably lacking a little in that department. I really don't know. I do see you guys, you used to do your Friday date nights, which was kind of cool. That would that be considered self-care, date nights?
Of course.
I think so, right? It's because it would take away your mind from stuff, right? Ashley said, found 2 facts of life dolls today. Ooh, that's a show, right? Is that a show, The Facts of Life? I think that's what you're referring to, right? And then Ashley says, I need some self-care soon.
Because my job is already burning me out.
Oh gosh. What do you do for your main hustle, Ashley?
Your job burnt you out last week.
My job burnt me out so badly last week. With as a teacher, with grading and all of that. Even Michelle got a little burnt out by my job last week. All right, but anyway, enough with the we got to get into the details of self-care.
So Yeah, we want to talk about this because we find ourselves like buried with tasks and chores and responsibilities, and sometimes if we don't take care of ourselves, we end up getting burnt out, like Ashley said, and it will impact the quality of our work.
Yeah, and so Ashley says she's a para with autistic students. I'm not quite sure what a para is, but I could, yes, definitely. I would think, you would have your hands full, definitely. Yeah. I've heard it's challenging to work, as an educator in special ed. It definitely would take a kind of another level of energy out of you than special education. And then Ashley said, but we are passing out computers and an iPad. Teachers, I got it. Oh yeah. Wow. So, definitely, give it up for you and for being in that capacity, which is highly, highly needed. And I'm sure those kids in their own ways are very, very thankful and grateful for you, Ashley, and what you do.
So Ashley, take, some tips from today's IG Live, and maybe this weekend you can do some self-care.
Easier said than done sometimes, but let's at least, touch on the topic a bit, right? So there's a lot of things that, get in the way of self-care.
Yeah. Right?
Can you guys name a few, aside from the obvious? Right. So what do you think gets in the way of self-care, Michelle?
Time. No time.
Okay. So lack of time. So all right, so definitely, like we mentioned, working too much, which I can definitely, family, that's what I do.
People with kids, right?
Yeah, people with kids would probably have a hard time. We don't have children. Our dogs take time away from us a little bit here and there,
Not bad.
Not like regular kids would, I think. I don't know, because I don't have kids. But definitely, like, working too much or even distractions.
Yeah.
Could take away time from self-care.
IG.
Instagram, Facebook, Netflix. I mean, that could be self-care.
Yeah.
If you watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But if you're like, it all kind of depends, right?
Yeah.
Money gets in the way of self-care.
For sure.
Because it can cost money.
If I have the money, I would get a massage every day.
And family. Always putting others first.
Yeah.
Not giving yourself needed time. Honestly, yeah. If you're a giver, which a lot of us in this room are, we give to everyone around us and we don't take care of ourselves. Like, we neglect ourselves. And so for those reasons, those of you who are here now, we all maybe need to hear this together, right? My mother is one of those people who gives so much of herself, and she had to deal with a lot in the last year in her job. And to the point where, if we don't self-care, we're going to get sick, right? Mm-hmm. And so my mom experiences these moments, and she started nailing it in the self-care department, and I'm so proud of her, and you can see the difference. It's crazy because mentally we know, right, how important it is, and yet we still don't do it. So Ashley says that she usually watches a TV show for 30 minutes, and she also needs a massage, and she hopes she could schedule one soon.
Oh my God, hopefully. All right.
So we're just going to introduce some topics that actually could help in the self-care department. And, maybe we are self-caring a little bit. We don't know.
So this is interesting. Apparently, 94% of people say that spending time with loved ones is their number one self-care practice. And I find it interesting because, even during quarantine time, I schedule a couple of times, like Zoom calls with my friends. And, afterwards you kind of find yourself, oh, I feel good about it. And I didn't realize that is part of self-care. So call one of your friends, call your family, and just talk to them, spending time with them.
I love how Bill said he's too stubborn to get sick. Hashtag no sickness. That's a good attitude for sure. And definitely relationships, like when I meet with my friends on Zoom, or even with my family, like I call my brother or my sister, or even hang out with my dogs, I just feel like a sense of calmness come over me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a release. And I don't get that same sense of calmness or release when I watch Netflix or when I play a video game.
That's
like,
true.
I like playing video games, but I feel like a little anxious sometimes. Like I'm in a hurry to do something, you know, when I'm playing a video game. You feel that way too?
Yeah.
So
you don't want to die in the game.
Well, in my game, I don't play games where you die.
But you play Animal Crossing.
I play Animal Crossings. You don't die. But like, I feel like, okay, I need to do all this stuff in the game before I get tired of playing this game. It's just so weird.
Gosh. So literally you have chores in the game. That's why.
It's ridiculous. I know. Good evening, my web promos, and Amanda Unique Bargains. Amanda Unique Bargains and Shopping with Sophie. So Bill said next week will be self-care time for both of us. No. Oh, that's right. You guys are going on your really lovely trip off the grid. Perfect. And that's a really good way to self-care is take a vacation.
Yeah.
Like especially all of us working from home now, leave your home and go somewhere. That's excellent self-care. And so
Sorry.
And so before the pandemic, like Michelle and I would take a vacation once a year. We'd go abroad. I would take a vacation with my mom every couple years. Are you okay? Do you need to drink something?
There's something in my throat.
You know, but now, even now with the pandemic, and you have to be more careful, but people are taking vacations.
Yeah.
Just got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go up the mountains where there is no one, so, you know, it's safe. Should be fairly safe. All right. You want to talk about the next one?
Well, I was going to write the topic.
Okay.
So maybe you can talk about it.
So the next one is a little bit obvious, but we're all not, we, as in me and Marina, are not doing it, is exercise. So the benefits of exercise is not just physical, but also mental. I used to go to the gym every day, not every day, but a couple times a week after work. And after a stressful day at work, I just felt such a relief after exercising.
Yeah.
So that is self-care. We need to make time to do it.
Oh, cool. So Bill, you actually, he says he has that one covered.
Oh,
that's
yay.
Fantastic.
My exercise is packaging items.
Oh, that's not real exercise, is it? So then what's mine? Mine is like moving my hands on the keyboard, I guess. There's a really good question from Bill. He said, what's the favorite self-care thing you two do? Take out food. Yes. How did you know?
Yes. And eat in the car.
Yeah. So 100% the happiest I've ever seen Michelle in my entire life is when we eat some food. Like when we go to a restaurant and the food is good. And it's cool because like Bill's a chef, right? You're a professionally trained chef. So I'm sure maybe you can relate to that in some ways. And for me, my favorite way to self-care, that's a really hard one. I guess I'm an introvert. So I like to just like relax in a clean home with a nice book.
And have quiet time.
And well, yeah, obviously, because how will I read a book if it's not quiet? Good evening, Echo Exchange. Happy Thursday.
Hey, I got one more. My self-care is to meditate.
That's a good one.
So I wake up early and I try to incorporate 15 minutes of meditation.
That's a good one.
It helps significantly, 100%.
Yes, and so Bill said, used to be so nice cooking for 2 instead of 600. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
600. Holy moly.
But really quickly, as far as exercise goes, and we all know this, right? It's essential. You know, essential is a very kind of hot word these days, right? But exercise is essential self-care. It's essential for life. It's as essential as it is to drink this glass of water that I'm drinking. And like Michelle confessed, Michelle and I are not doing that. So we need to make it happen. We need to set the time in our lives somehow to make it happen. But I do have to say that my sleep schedule was crazy. And I'm making that my priority. And
I told Marina if she goes on the bike, every time I give her $20.
And that still doesn't make me go on the bike. How much is that a month? That's $500 a month.
That's a lot of money a month. It's $100 a week, and you still don't go on the bike.
Okay, well, I guess I should go on there.
There's your side hustle.
That's really funny. All right, so the next part of self-care that we have is planning. But not the kind of planning you're thinking. Setting time to make some plans for the future to get you excited. So, for example, I know Bill just purchased a home. I would imagine you guys had been planning that for a while. Or even now, we aren't going on vacation this year, but maybe in 2 or 3 years, we will like to take a nice vacation to Japan or France. And taking the time to use your imagination and plan for the future is actually a type of self-care because, again, I don't know about you, but it makes you feel happy and excited
Something to
when
look
you do
forward
that.
to.
Of course. Good evening, Charlie. Thrifting Therapy. Thanks for joining us. I have a question based on the name. Is thrifting self-care? Is thrifting a part of self-care?
Yes. It is. When you go sourcing, it's sort of therapeutic because, especially when you find treasures, it makes you happy.
For sure, yeah. I mean, but unless you get stressed out of spending too much money, right? I don't know if it's work or therapy, but maybe someone can attest to that. Now, the next form of self-care, which is, it kind of goes hand in hand with exercise, to be honest. Top two, guys, on the self-care list is sleep, right? So everyone's need for sleep is different. It depends on the person, right? Some people need 7 hours, some people need 8, and some people even need 9, right? And so, so that's a priority. So as I mentioned to you guys before, for me, before I can even put exercise as a priority for self-care, I need to get enough sleep because with my sleep all messed up, I couldn't even wake up early to walk the dogs.
Yeah, sleep is huge for me. I get really grumpy if I don't get enough sleep.
I think everyone kind of gets grumpy when they don't get enough sleep. Mm-hmm. I think it's normal. Yeah.
So sleep apparently reduces levels of stress and improves blood pressure and cholesterol level. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, honestly, it prevents all sorts of diseases. When you sleep, not to get too technical on you, but there's this liquid in your spine, and it's kind of like a washing machine. As you're sleeping, it's cleaning out all the bad stuff from your brain. So it's really, really good for your brain.
Crazy.
Sleep and exercise are actually one of the ways to prevent Alzheimer's, right? So for many years, there's been research on, there's no cure for Alzheimer's, but you can prevent diabetes and Alzheimer's by, diabetes by exercising and with diet. You can also prevent Alzheimer's with exercise and sleep, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Charlie Thrifting said that, thrifting is self-care for her. So that's cool. Oh no. My web promo says, I think I have narcolepsy. If I lay down on my bed, I fall asleep. Wait a minute, but that's just on your bed, right?
That's me.
Not when you're driving or doing something else, right?
Maybe I have that too, because I fall asleep average people supposedly fall asleep in 7 minutes.
Yeah, no, it takes me 70 minutes times 3 to fall asleep.
Oh my gosh.
I have issues.
It takes me a few minutes. And sometimes we would watch a movie and I would sleep in the opening credit.
Yeah, we went to see Star Wars in the theaters about 5 years ago, and Michelle slept through the entire thing. I don't know how she did it. Bill said 8 hours for you two? I don't think so.
Yeah, right nowadays, 7 to 8, because we don't have to commute.
It's the best thing ever. Not for me last week when I was teaching, but now I'm trying to... I mean, it's a work in progress. Michelle always gets a good amount of sleep, though, ever since I met her. All right, so how can we actually accomplish this? Again, the topic of self-care, which I thought I pinned on here. Let me find the comment and pin it. Is not very sexy, but it should be. When you pass away, when you pass away, you can't do any of the things that you're doing when you're alive. Honestly speaking. And I mean, I know it sounds kind of dire, but like my father passed away at the age I am now. And he was, you know, my mom and dad had their own business and they did a really good job with life, but I think they lacked on the self-care department at that time, to be honest.
Yeah.
My dad was really good at his job. My mom was good at her job, taking care of the kids. But I don't recall them having exercise routines. I don't recall us having healthy food options at that time. It was a lot of like, you know, simple stuff, whatever works for someone running a business and having a family. So, happy Thursday Junior, or Friday Junior. Mary Bricio. This is my cousin. She's an artist. Give her a follow. She makes really cool Latino art things. So anyway, create a self-care routine, and it doesn't have to be crazy. It could just start with something as simple as, for me, honestly, okay, my self-care routine now is I want to get to bed before midnight and I want to wake up early. And that's my start. After I master that, I want to start doing some exercise. How about you, Michelle? What's your self-care routine?
Meditation in the morning, and I don't know, that's it.
Yeah, so we got to get on that. See, even just planning for one thing can make a huge difference, and just doing one thing at a time is important.
Yeah.
Or even purchasing that, you know, health book that you've always wanted to, and like taking time to read that. That could be self-care. So Bill said, my mom passed at 42. Oh my gosh, that is super young. I'm 48. I must be doing something right. Maybe, definitely, Bill. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that. Sorry for your loss, Marina. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm sorry for your loss, Bill. I mean, you know, we don't, when it comes to those things, it's very, very sensitive, you know, topic. And with my dad, he had cancer, and, you know, all sorts of things. Now we know more. You know, it's been a while since he passed away, but now we know more. We know stress is a big cause of a lot of disease.
According to Deepak Chopra, like when you're stressed out, you create negative bad cells in your body. So, you know, keep taking care of yourself to generate more positive and happy cells for your body, right?
Charlie Thrifting Therapy said, great topic. We need more self-care. I do have to go. I'm at work here in Australia. Thanks for joining us all the way from Australia.
Wow.
Have a good day, Charlie. The Raggedy Rooster, happy Thursday. Yeah, it's something we need to really manage, have more conversation around, honestly. Yeah. And in the culture, in the U.S. culture, we need to value it more. I remember being a student abroad in France, and I felt really kind of at home there because, yeah, you went to work. Yeah, I was studying. I was in school, but, you know, and how we said the number one thing people do for self-care is spend time with loved ones. It can be friends or family. And in France, in that culture, it was a priority to spend time with your friends every single day.
Wow. That's cool.
Every single day. And then on the weekend, you didn't work. You just spent all day, Saturday and Sunday, hanging out with your friends, like literally all day long. And during the week also. And you go out to dinner with them. You just do everything with your friends. And honestly, that was like one of my happiest moments in life. Bill said, yeah, I can't control it. Just have to live day to day and enjoy life the best possible. Thank you, Bill, for sharing your positive like manner of doing life. That's really encouraging to me. Thank you so much for saying that. My web promo said, my brother was 27 from a work accident, but he did way more things than me except own a business. I'm so sorry to hear that as well.
Oh, so young.
Honestly, yeah, life is super precious. I definitely learned that at a young age from having lost my father as well. Michaela Thrift, happy Thursday to you.
That's why
super
we
young.
talk about this topic. It's so important. And, you know, we're always talking about hustling, but self-care is really, you know, a priority more than hustling.
It is. And you know, I'm happy that, that we have people in the room who appreciate life, and we got to do that more. We got to spend time appreciating life and not just hustling. I know this is, again, unpopular to say that, but it's important to take a couple hours for yourself a day, not just hustle,
Yeah.
Slow down and enjoy life. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
We got to do that, guys. We got to do that. So Bill's going to head out. He said,
Thanks for joining,
have a great
Bill.
evening, ladies. Thanks for being you. Thank you, Bill, for joining, and thank you for being you as well. We appreciate you so much. So next little tip on self-care
is creating safe boundaries. I think many times we're conditioned to keep saying yes to other people. And, stuff like learn to say no. Let's say somebody, needs something, or somebody wants to go out and have lunch or something. It's okay to say no if you feel like you need the time to take care of yourself.
This is something that when the pandemic wasn't here and you're out and about, it's really easy to get caught up on these conversations that are kind of limiting time for you, to be honest, at the end of the day. But even now, being at home during the pandemic, this can be transferred as to maybe not engaging in that 1 hour conversation, topic about politics on Facebook or whatever, take the 1 hour to do something for you, for yourself.
That's true.
Take a nice warm bath and meditate for 30 minutes. It's kind of about setting those kind of boundaries as well.
For sure.
Even for me as an introvert, I have to set boundaries at home with Michelle because I need a lot of quiet time. So I have to say, Michelle, can I please have quiet time for the next few hours?
Yeah. All right. This next one is get creative. I think this is a really meditative way of self-care. So make something, make an artwork, arts and craft. You could grow a plant. You can cook. I find cooking very soothing. Do you?
I do. I absolutely love getting in the kitchen and making a meal. It is self-care to me.
Yeah.
And I love serving the meal and making the person happy that I make the meal to. It's always Michelle in our case. Bill said sit outside and listen to the birds and nature.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would absolutely love that. But yeah, where we live, it's a little bit packed with neighbors.
Yeah.
But we have, places we could walk to. We have trails. Yeah, I would love to do that. And that's one of the reasons I love Oregon and Washington states, because they have all the foliage and the nature. Bill said no garden for you too. We don't have a garden.
No, we don't garden.
Both of us.
I wish I knew better on how to take care of plants.
We are not good at plant taking.
No, I'm afraid of killing them, so no.
We have a small little succulent planter.
But it doesn't need gardening.
That doesn't need too much self-care. And that one also needs some love.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our dream is to have a vegetable garden, but no, we have very simple backyard. It's more on the modern side only because of lack of time and self-care, honestly, right?
I'd rather cook than garden for sure.
But on that note, a lot of people do use gardening as a type of self-care. My aunt has a green thumb, and she is so proud of her plants. I noticed a lot of people during the pandemic who have a green thumb have been getting into raising plants and taking care of plants.
Yep.
So that's another kind of thing you could do.
Yep.
Happy Thursday, Heatherly Freedom. How are you? We are talking about self-care and how it's honestly extremely, extremely important.
This makes me happy. Music makes me really happy. I always love to listen to music, podcast, meditate. Those are all my favorite things to do.
That's true. Michelle has music in her heart and in her vocal cords because she loves to sing and she's a great singer, and that puts her in her space, in her happy place, right?
Yes.
Good evening, Variety Thrift. What did I say? 3. Happy Thursday to you. So Bill says they have a garden, a salsa garden and flowers. Oh yeah, I saw Tori's really big on the flowers, right? Yeah, we need to definitely get into that.
They're really crafty people. They love doing growing stuff and building stuff.
I love that too. We need to get on that too. How about a dance party? You two would have a blast. I love dancing. To be honest, I love moving around. I love dancing.
I can sing and you can dance.
Before I met Michelle, I was really into salsa dancing. I would have a blast. Hashtag flower lady. Yeah, and so this is what Bill had mentioned. Get outdoors, get some fresh air, lift some weights, go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
Right? So we walk our dogs in the morning when my schedule isn't crazy. That's my goal, to get back to that. And something we could do is change it up. Like, we walk every day, so we don't have to walk the same route. We could walk a different route, see some new places, kind of slow down and breathe in. Honestly, with everything going on right now, breathe in that fresh air and be grateful for being able to do that.
Well,
right?
Something I noticed, like being outdoor, is just being able to be present and appreciate life. And when I talk about life, it's plants, flowers, birds. When you're outdoor, I feel a sense of calmness. So that is certainly something we should do more.
We definitely should. Hi, happy Thursday, NY Thrifty Sisters and a Reseller's Passion. I had a chuckle when Variety Thrift said no, or not in this heat though.
No.
There's a bit of a heat wave
Maybe
and fires
up the
outside,
mountains.
so
Yeah. Cool.
That is funny.
It's our last one.
And last but not least, and this is what I was talking about as an introvert, I need to do this very often. I need to mute the noise. So that's another way for self-care.
I have a hard time doing this.
Now they're speaking, I took this quite literally, but they're talking about
social media.
Figuratively, right? So mute the noise, like control your social media. Yes, unfollow or hide posts.
Well, controlling social media, I actually hide all my notification for messages, because when your phone's off, my messages don't pop up, because if it pops up, I have to look at it constantly, and I'll never leave my phone. So for sure, turn on the notification or limit your time on IG or Facebook. I think that's, being on it is really not self-care.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. I went on Facebook the other day, and I was on it for an hour, and I never go on Facebook. So,
and then you're like, what did I just do?
Right? So it's super easy to fall in that, trap of continuing to follow and scroll and whatnot. Yeah, it's super duper easy. So that's another way to self-care, is muting the noise, figuratively, and for introverts like me, literally. I just have so much I feel so much sense of peace when there's just quiet space around me. I just feel so good. So do what's good for you. Everyone has different needs. Figure out what your needs are. Have a little quiet time. Write down what makes you feel good from the past, right? Take that moment and try to recreate that space and those opportunities, right? Bill said Twitter's the same. Once a day, 20 minutes max. Oh yeah, Twitter. I do that on Twitter too. It is the same.
I don't want to get on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, Twitter is the same with all the hashtags. And I love Bill's hashtag no drama. Variety Thrift can relate. She says, I love being alone. Yes. Love live being alone. I don't need to be alone in a room, but I'm happy if someone's in the room, but I need some it's but no talking.
Shut up. Yeah, basically.
But let's hang out, but let's not talk to each other for 3 or 4 hours at a time.
Her name's Sandra.
Sandra,
nice to meet you.
Thank you, Sandra. We will call you Sandra from now on.
I get what you mean. If you want to be alone, but yet no distraction. Basically, you're owning your space, right? But
you are an extrovert. You have no idea what I mean. Don't even try.
All right.
Just kidding. Michelle doesn't mind just chatting it up all day long.
I talk to the dogs if I have no one to talk to. They listen all the time.
They do. Dogs love listening to us talk. And the very final piece of the live today, which we always end with a nice little meme. Here's a picture of an empty battery. It says, you wouldn't let this happen to your phone. don't let it happen to you either. Self-care is a priority, not a luxury, and that's something we all need to work on together, including us.
I know I'm charging my phone right now, but we're not charging ourselves.
Including us. So,
Good analogy.
So hopefully this brought something to mind for all of us to try to do one thing every day that we enjoy, that makes our heart happy, because life is too short, and hustling is fun. Like, we love hustling, but that should not replace taking a moment to yourself several times a day, even, to do something you love. And I know Leslie says great meme. I know, Leslie, you do a lot of self-care. I see you doing everything. Leslie, you just do it all. You just do it all. She's a great example to follow. Bill says, trying to do the bar phone game. Phones down on top of each other, and the first one to pick up their phone buys the drinks. Ooh, I love that one. Michelle, you're gonna lose. No,
we're not gonna do drinks. We're gonna do like $50.
I love that one. Thank you for introducing that. It's a great way to go out tonight. End it tonight. We're gonna do that to raise money for food items that Michelle likes, or for whatever. Yeah. We're gonna do that. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on this beautiful Friday evening. And we will make sure to catch you guys tomorrow on Fun Fact Friday. Do we know what it's going to be about? Well, we already have it ready. Yeah. So it's going to be about OfferUp. So we have some facts to share from our previous webinar that we had done on OfferUp. And we're going to show those and share those with you guys tomorrow. Leslie says, that's why I practice self-care, because I do so much. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. The more you do, the more self-care. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye-bye.